Hi there, Chris here. I have this Abus big heavy duty lock. It's 11 millimeter shackle. It is a number 3655. It's a lot different than most of the Abuses I've seen. And it has a core buried very deep in there. So I'm going to try and pick it. It came zero bitted. And although it's a tricky pick, I thought I'd like to make it a little bit better bidding on that. So I did not have the code card for this key, this Abus keyway or profile. So I did just mark the spacing and sort of did it, used the machine, but did it by hand. We kind of pin at a time. So it does work nicely. It has an unsprung shackle. So all you have to do is turn it and then the shackle will fall open. So anyway, we'll see if I can pick it. It's kind of a tough pick because it's buried deep inside there, and it picks pretty much like either these Abus locks, 7240, or the Silver Rock. So, not sure I can get this open. I'll try. If I can find my tensioner. I'm going to tension it on the bottom, oddly enough. You can tension on the top, but actually these two parts with the holes in them, they're not part of the core. They sit on the face of the core. They are connected to the core, so you could tension it there, but it's deep here and shallow there. And sometimes if you tension those two pieces, you put pressure on the core and make it harder to feel the feedback. That may not make sense now. We'll get this gutted, and that may make a little more sense. You'll see all the different parts. Hopefully I'll get this picked. Hopefully I'll get this tension wrench in there. Okay, I think I'm going to use the baby pick. All right, that's not working. This may work. And it takes light tension because there's spools in there. And because I rekeyed it from the original zero cut pins, I used, what did I use? American pins, the little tiny American pins. And those key pins have serrations on them. So, and I don't think the Abus, these other two Abus locks I showed have serrations on the key pins. I can't remember. So that makes it a bit harder to pick. I guess I could turn my other light on. But really, I would just like to get it picked. And because it's so deep in there, it's sort of throwing my my picking spacing off, if that makes any sense. Because you have first you have that thick plate, and then you have two little I don't even know what you call them. These two things. And then you have the core. So it's way deep in there. Can I get this guy in here? I may try the top. I have picked it, I think, 2 or 3 times. And actually, I think I used a different pick and tensioner each time. So, okay, this feels like better feedback on the pins. Better than what I was getting. And I may switch back to the baby pick. So I'm looking for a false set. And then 1 or 2 spools. Okay, I haven't set anything. I think I might have to just knock it off. Head to the showers. And it's kind of it's somewhat paracentric. But because it's so different, I did want to get it picked and gutted so you could see it has a little tiny core in it for all this big massive lock. And the cover plate and the little 2-piece, I don't know, keyway guard. I don't know what. I don't really know what to call that. Well, what was that? Also, sometimes it jams up, so you don't know if you have it picked. Okay, that is not picked. But I did drop all my pins. Okay, I did feel a little bit of core movement. Yeah, pins are feeling set, so I gotta find a spool or 2. It's a bit challenging to have light tension. I guess the little, not the cover plate, but the little guys that sit in the front of the lock, front of the core. Mess with the feedback. A lot. You know, there are some sets. That was an overset. Really kind of struggling here. And I would say the addition of the serrated key pins adds a bit to it as well. Okay, 12 minutes, son of a gun. Anyway, I think this is interesting enough to have spent the time, so let's get this gutted. Excuse me, Slinky. We have Slinky on the chair this morning. Suki's on the dryer sleeping. All right, come on. This has a blade type screw thing. You see down in there, and then it retains that. Okay, so we're open. I'll get this cover plate off. So that is a very thick cover plate. We then have these guys, which I was trying to explain. That are on there. And I have to remember that red goes on the right side. And they're thick. So you're dealing with this before you ever get to the core. That's quite a bit. And there's the little screw, bladed screw thing. And then finally, you get to your core. So here's the giant lock and there's the tiny core. The way these little guys index on here is that little nub that fits in there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I am going to lock it back up. Probably have a wrench somewhere. Oh, I think it wants to come this way. No, it wants to come this way. And this is an interesting little C-clip. It has an index on one of the sides. So, all right, hopefully we can get this gutted well. It's a little stiff. It was always that way. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see, can I get a shim in this one? Yes. Okay. Very long video. Oh, I can get a shim in it, but I don't know if I can get a shim. I can't. All right. Yeah, that's the issue. Not enough room for shim and follower. All right, here we go. Oof. Always spooky. Okay. That's 4. This is 3. Oh. It does have a wafer in there because I inadvertently cut the key deeper than the deepest key pin. So I did put a wafer in there. Sheesh. Okay, so that's the core. Tricky little son of a gun. All right, now this works kind of tight, but it's okay. God, you have a shim in there, forget about it. So 5 is the standard. 4 is a spool. 3 is a spool. Get some of these springs out. Okay, we'll go to the front. One is a spool, and 2 is a spool. So rather spooly. Of course, they don't want to come out either. We'll get them. I don't recall seeing this lock. And I didn't search. Maybe I should have searched. Yeah, this is just sort of tight. It feels like it might be a little out of round, but I think that's how it came. So anyway, I'll give a close-up on the keys and the pin, and we'll get you out of here. Is that focusing? Huh. I guess it's really, maybe I'm not focusing. So this was the Avis number 3655. A big guy with a little core. Anyway, wow, 20-minute video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, make a comment if you know anything, you've seen these locks. Let me know. See you next time.